Luke chapter 15 verse 17 says, "But when he came to himself, he said, 'How many of my father's hired servants have more than enough bread, but I perish here with hunger?'" I could be in any situation, and this verse always encourages me. It comes from a story that Jesus said about a boy who took his portion of his father's wealth that would have been his inheritance after the father's death, but he takes it before it was his time, and he wastes it all, and he finds himself in a foreign land feeding pigs to somehow make a living to curb his own hunger. A parable is a story that people can relate to, but it also has spiritual parallels that point us to heavenly matters. And Jesus tells us that this boy who smells like pigs and is starving came to himself. He finally came to his senses. He all of a sudden started thinking rationally. This is what you and I would call a light bulb moment. Some of us have had this light bulb moment when you decide to get up and get out because this is not the place where you need to be. I've heard of stories when a woman who was being abused finally came to her senses and decided to get up and leave. Or a guy who was living a life of constant drug abuse one day decides that he wanted to do better for himself and his family. This light bulb moment is not a natural thing that we can build a formula around. This is a divine call from the living God to allow Him to change you and set you free. Jesus says in John chapter 6 verse 37, "All that the Father gives me will come to me, and whoever comes to me I will never cast out." I've been praying that today will be your light bulb moment day as the Father calls you back to all your senses and is drawing you to Himself. There's abundance in the Father's house. Abundance of forgiveness, abundance of grace, abundance of peace, and everything that you need to get through in this life and more. The Father is still drawing many to Jesus, and He might be using your current season of desperation to get you back to where you need to be. And He is able to use your frustration of sin to bring you back to your senses. God works in mysterious ways. Will you let Him work His mystery in you today?